be like, when's your apology tour?
I've said I've overreacted. I don't think you can ever apologize enough to people, or they don't see it. They're when are you gonna say you were wrong about like mandatory vaccines? I was like, I was wrong, and the guy's like, shut up.
Wrong.
Oh wait, he's fucking it all up. You can see the blue thing.
Chewy, what'd you do? All right, guys, before we get into this week's video, wanted to let you know that we have another giveaway. We're giving away 25 of these every single day this week. And the only way you're gonna have a chance is if you're in the email list and SMS. So go to bloodysunday.com. There's always a link in the description. And make sure you join because these came out fucking dope. We did the Sunday plush pillows. Embroidery came out sick. Got the SKU number on the back. What do you think, Chewy? You like it? There you go, you can play with it. All right, so we're actually gonna give away 99 of them because one of them's going to Chewy. But I did also wanna update you guys before you watch this video because we have been making kind of a big change within the company, and I think that this is all part of running this company. We're never afraid to pivot and learn and then go, hey, this is the route we should dive into. And the big change that we've been making lately is the client creative studio model that we've been kind of running. We're kind of pivoting more into a venture studio because it just makes more sense. When we were working with other clients, we found that we were becoming more of a service, and we didn't want to just be a service industry for design or manufacturing or product development or marketing. We just more want to bet on ourselves. And with the venture studio, to explain that to anyone who doesn't understand, basically means that we're going to make in-house brands from the start, from scratch. That's the big change that's kind of happening, and I'm putting a lot more time into our collections, our projects, our new products we're trying to do. We're going to jump into this episode. It's a good one. A lot of creative work with the team. We went through some samples for the incoming drops and, checking out all the products, making sure they're good. And we also sat down with Chad and JT Go Deep. They just had a Netflix series. You guys should go check it out. But it was really cool to hear their perspective of going from, social media to like a studio like that and seeing how it affected or the positives and the negatives. It was really cool to sit and chat with them. But anyways. You guys were producers on your show too?
Yeah. So we were like in every step of the process. Although there were some instances where they would talk to like
Kneebone or Janelle.
Yeah, with like the technical kind of budgetary stuff. But other than that, we were like in there the whole way.
What's your guys' take on the whole experience with like how long did it take, all this, like making a show and selling it to Netflix? Is it like a great experience? Is it like cool that you guys did it? Is it benefited a lot?
I think it's really cool that we did it. I think I learned a lot in the process. 'Cause we were just like doing our videos, and I was like, this is just a stepping stone to TV show.
Yeah.
I kind of took the internet stuff for granted.
Yeah.
And so once we got the show, I kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit. I think the main thing I learned is just to keep creating throughout the whole thing, is to not you feel like you have the TV show and then you're like set, because I think that's it's so easy from like the worlds that we came from to put TV on a pedestal. Yeah, that's cool you said that. It's like it more reminded you too of how important and how much power there is in like what we already have on the internet. You already have an audience and you have like a demand there, and they're all there for you guys.
The writer's room was amazing. Shooting it was amazing. The editing team was amazing. I enjoyed every step of it. But like in terms of like when it's going to come out, how much marketing they're going to put behind it, and like when you're going to get to do those things, you don't decide.
Yeah.
So the thing I like about just doing stuff on your own is you have all the agency.
You do all of it, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a pressure to that, but there's also a relief to it because you're like, okay, well, I know when these things are going to happen. It's super random, but I was like reading like a film school book, and this director I really like, Robert Altman, was like at a low point in his career, but he'd made all these like classics, and he was talking to film school kids. He's like, you have a better shot at getting the movie you want made than I do. And I was like, that's a crazy thing to say, but now I think I, in my small way, get what he was saying, that like everyone thinks they know what I can do, and I'm stuck there. So I don't have what you guys have, which is like a blank slate.
A blank slate, yeah. Like I've definitely probably on the internet put in as this guy, but it was like a version of me.
I think you've done a good job of broadening it.
Yeah, I think it's like slowly, I guess. But I'm also not like trying to like.
You're not worried about it.
No, I'm just not worried about it, and I think that like, yeah, it'll just kind of blend. Just trying to be as honest as possible with everything. And it's like, that works the best. I don't want to like not be a network and then all of a sudden be a network. I want to like, if I'm gonna do that, it's like, I want it to be done right. So it's like, that's like the 10-year dream, the 20-year dream, like actually go build a really good network like Vice or something like that.
Do you want it to be like one show and see how it goes, or do you want to have like a full slate ready to go right when it goes live?
I think both. I think it'd be so cool because no one else is doing it. Is like, where if the first year of when I do this, instead of having to be the, let me go hire you guys and we go make a show together and it's 12 episodes and it costs me $1 million and it's this whole thing. It's like, you can just pilot test on the channel. Like, and if the network was known for pilot testing shows, I think that's super cool. It's like, hey, like, here's a new show that we created and you saw the whole build of how we did it. And then people can literally tell you if they like love it or not. And if they like really love it, then you invest in more.
It was such a pleasure coming on.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good combo.
I'm sorry. I had too much shit.
Yeah,
Tyler, Ray, nice to meet you.
he leads just all product development, the whole team.
I think what we need to do, Ray, I think it'd be good for you to take a photo of that board, things that need to be checked off when we are approaching a giveaway.
I saw this and I was like, maybe creating an Illustrator. I'll show you, Jesse. Like an Illustrator file, just kind of a factual advertisement about the product. Maybe when you do launch the details for it, just kind of creating like, okay, some desire. Because I do feel like, I mean, you posted the short clip of like you explaining the tables, and I thought that was great, but like really explaining everything. Oh, these are like porcelain paint or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just creating some
100%.
desire and
They don't know what the product is.
yeah.
There should have been a lookbook type flat
Yeah,
lay
like
taken
how can
of
you
the
use the table?
this whole thing. So you know, it's like this is all basically to create a connection with the audience and the brand. And I think we just need to go like 1 to 50. Like, what are all the steps for each one that has to be figured out, and which ones do you have to figure out first to be able to unlock the next ones once those have been greenlit. City could also inspire the type of product that we're doing. They're all connected. We just have to figure out what has to be figured out first.
Consistent, we should always have a 1-inch.
You should figure out the 3 sizes, and they always have to be one of those. Because it is something that's like, it's not like the stars where you can get creative with it and shit. It's like, it should look very like
Standard, uniform.
standard. Yeah.
Like if you're putting this product up against another hard good in a similar size, one shouldn't be large and one shouldn't be like small. Because it's also the same for all the soft goods too. Like for those hats that are gonna have it, like any soft good that's gonna have it, all of those tags are gonna be equal in size. So it's like if you're comparing hats, the tag should be the same to the shirts, to the hoodies. Like it should all match across all of those. Building more of a narrative and building more of like a brandable moment around them, and not just assigning like, oh, this is a skate capsule, but like what's the whole campaign and kind of essence that can be captured around this, and then build products accordingly. Like let's not just say, oh, like this is a skate campaign and then build skate products. It's like, what is the end goal and effort of it if it is a skate campaign, and then try to find products that orient towards that. Because I think like there's the product's important, but it's also super important in this to look at on the capsule level of how they're going to tie together, and then also like with what you wrote out with the Fuck a Trademark campaign, like that's really, really good as far as having kind of a campaign in a vision set. And I think that needs to happen more for individual like collections and like the individual drops, so that it's not like product and then campaign, but campaign infused and figuring out product that fits into that.
Kind of like we were talking about the giveaway of like, does it start with like a location? Does it start with like a giveaway item? Does it start with a theme? Like what are we building off of instead of like building out of thin air?
So this is just the first one that's coming up, which we already got approved and moving into production. The only change was this shrunk to 1 inch. We got rid of the embossing, just doing a blind embossing, and then this has to stay black.
By blind embossing, what do you mean?
It's just gonna be stamped with no fill. So it's just gonna be 1 inch smaller.
The color
and
stamp.
Yeah, just stamped into the color without this green, just to make it more tonal.
Matching, yeah.
Yeah, and more matching.
Cool. I wonder if almost for like most things where the print is a different medium than the actual subject, like we should like maybe not even say tonal. We should just say like
Match color.
color, because you'll always be able to see it. I'm trying to think of a case where like you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, so that one was a little bit darker.
Definitely would not be a bad idea to like set one of these up too.
I think it was still Maybe just a little dark.
Close though.
It's close, yeah. Might be just a little dark. A little bit less blue to it.
Definitely not bad. I could go look at like a couple other decks and see if. So this we already updated all the logos to be bigger. Yep. So they can be more clear.
Yeah, I know Arya worked on the design for that one.
You see that? It's so hard. He did the like stars parking. Have you actually looked at this? This is like, it's the coolest piece of art ever. I mean, it's gonna be better. Everything's gonna be a lot more clear, but like, everything has a Bloody Sunday rip, like Bloody Hut, Bloody Super Center, Bloody Blockbuster, Bloody Buster probably. The strip clubs next to the school, Sunday school.